Tower Tonight, episode number 14.
Yay! My titles are getting worse here.
Welcome to Dice Tower Tonight, a video cast about board games and card games, and especially the people who play them. On tonight's show, Tom has more surprises in store, I'm sure, but I believe we'll play another round of Board Game Survivor with the help of the live audience. We'll play Show and Tell with a few recent games, and then take your questions live. I'm Eric Summerer, and here's your host, the Frosty the Snowman of board gaming, Tom Vassell.
This is very exciting for me.
Yeah.
It's mostly because I am trying to figure out. There it is. I'm hearing you twice, so I need to mute you on one of the mics. Ah, there we go.
And that was very exciting for you. Okay.
Well, I get to hear you twice. Okay, everybody, welcome to the Dice Tower. Tonight, I'm joined with my with me host, although we want to say a huge thank you to Crystal for jumping in last week.
She did a fantastic job on, I believe, 5 minutes preparation.
It was really fast.
Power last week. But everything seems to be fine. We're in the middle of another snowstorm. It's snowing now, although it was pretty, lackadaisical all day today, even though they canceled school. We're actually out of snow days here in Hamden, Connecticut. So any more snow days, they start taking away our April vacation. No one
don't they like have? Can't the governor pardon people?
I'd never thought of that, but I think the governor has better things to do.
No. I'm not joking aside. That happened in Florida, where the governor will say, like when we missed a whole week of school or whatever because of the hurricane. Right. The governor can say, you do not have to make up the days. You only need to do 172 or whatever.
Well, that sounds great. Well, we'll think about it, I guess.
Spring break is around the corner, though, for us. I believe it's like in a week.
Uh-huh.
Spring break is everywhere. Do you know what spring is, Eric?
Other than a season? You mean as far as will I ever see the spring weather? I have no idea. I think maybe next week. Usually, my sign of spring is ConCon, the local convention. Usually, the weather is much warmer at that point. I start seeing the early signs of spring heading to that particular event, and that is not happening this coming weekend. It's still really cold outside.
If you're just tuning in, I'm Tom Vassell.
Hi there, I'm Eric Summerer.
We didn't put the lower thirds on, but that's okay. You probably can figure that sort of thing out. If you notice, we're also back to the Google chat. I'm going to keep messing with things till we manage to get this right. But I figured lower quality video, but audio sync seems to be the preferred way for now. But sure. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Anyhow, if we have a live chat here, and of course, if you would like to ask questions about what we're talking about, you may be involved with the live chat. So we're going to start off by talking about a couple games. I don't know if you have any games to talk about, Eric.
I've got a couple. I have a couple from past Dice Tower Tonights that were the winners. Would you like me to go first?
Yeah, let's let you go first here, and then we'll talk about Island Hopper.
Oh, okay, sure. So, this is Heldentoffe, which is the family-style adventure game that won a few weeks ago. Probably like a month ago at this point.
If you're watching this, what we mean by one is that the viewers are picking a game for me and Eric to both review, and that is the one that we picked.
So Heldentoffe is an adventure game. You have a group of adventurers. It is not a cooperative game. You're competing to be the best adventurer, earning the most points, defeating nasty monsters like these guys. One of the things I wasn't too happy with is this font, which is really hard to read. It lists the character names and the monster names. It's a little too.
Yeah, but you don't need to read it.
You don't really have to. But anyway, this is the dungeon that you can't even get to at the beginning of the game. You start out in just a little camp tile and work your way out and discover entrances to that underworld. And you can go adventuring into the underworld and defeat bad guys and earn points. You can also earn points by completing potions, doing almost pick up and deliver quests. Let me find one of these. If you have one of these cards, if you deliver 2 apples to a particular location, you're going to earn a reward, which in this case is a new boot, which can make you move around the board faster. You're completing these quests, getting more stuff for your adventure. Here's one of the adventurer cards. Tom showed these last time as well. The art is really cute. This is what drew us to the game in the first place. Each of these guys has their own special power. One moves faster than the others. One can start making spells right off the bat. And so it gives you a little boost as you work around and try and achieve these quests. One thing I really appreciated about this game is, if I can get the angle without dumping everything out, but the insert is pretty nice, pretty well constructed.
For sure.
It took a long time to sort everything because when I acquired this game from Tom, it was just everything was just in a pile when I opened it up.
That's the mail, not me.
Okay, it's the mail, sure. I played this with my son, my younger son, the 6-year-old played this with me, and we had a rollicking good time. It's a bit of a race. You're playing to a certain total of points, and there's a couple of different ways to go. You can be a quick play and just delve right into the dungeon and try and rush to grab a treasure chest that's hiding down there, which gets you some big points, and try and avoid the bad guys. But anytime somebody goes into the dungeon, the players that are not in the dungeon then get to control the bad guys. And sort of vote as to where they're going to go and who they're going to attack. But then once the dungeon is empty, once no more adventurers are down there, it sort of resets, and the bad guys get stronger once they get defeated. So you can play quickly, try and grab those quick points, or you can spend a lot of time in the overworld where you can't get attacked by your fellow players and build up a bunch of stuff and then delve into the underworld. And depending on which one is more lucky in a particular run, that may lead to victory more quickly. I liked this one. I think this one may stick around for a bit. My kids will enjoy playing this some more. I think it's well put together. The insert's nice. The rule book and the story are evocative. I think it's a success. Heldentoffe. I liked it.
Do you feel it's a little lucky?
It is combat is dice rolls, so yes, and especially as the monsters get stronger, they start getting some significant bonuses, and it becomes somewhat difficult to defeat them. You are the one pushing most of those combats, though. You have a certain number of hit points. I think 5 for the basic, and then one of the guys has even more than that. So you have a chance to flee in most cases if things don't go your way. On your turn, you have to spend several actions to continue to push in combat if things don't go your way. So I think there's ways to get out of there if the luck swings in the wrong direction. But yes, anytime you're dealing with dice rolls and just comparing one d6 plus bonuses to another d6 plus bonuses, you're going to see some swings.
All right. Well, before we get into your next game, I think you have 2, right? Because you are an episode behind.
Yes, I have 2. I actually have one that my son wants to bring to ConCon and wanted me to talk about, but I can talk about the other Dice Tower tonight. We'll do that.
Well, we'll get to there, but before we do that, let's pause here for our bi-weekly stupid game.
Yes.
You were not at the last convention we were at, MeepleCon.
No.
So you were not part of our last Wits and Wagers game, but I thought this question might be interesting. This was one of our bonus questions.
Okay.
We always do bonus questions where we have 10 answers that you can give, and you have to guess the answers. But I thought you might see how good you are at this particular one.
So I actually get to play Wits and Wagers this time? I don't.
Yeah, you're playing it a little bit here, and you can play along too, chat, but not if you were at okay. If you were at MeepleCon, then you just gotta be quiet. Sorry.
All right.
So Zach helped me out here, and he did a crawl of the data of Board Game Geek. And he found that the word game showed up in the titles of games more than any other word. That makes sense, right?
Okay.
Something, the game. Something, the game.
Right.
It was used in 7,508 games. The word game was there.
Sure.
Okay, so I want to know the next 10 words, not articles, not the, and, or prepositions, actual words. I know the other ones are actual words, but you know what I mean. Yes. Okay. All right, so you're going to have 10 guesses, and let's see if you can get 5 out of your 10 guesses correct.
All right. All right.
I'm going to write your guesses down here. Okay, hang on. Actually, I'm going to give you points for each. Well, no, I'm just correct. Okay, so far you said dice.
Dice.
Okay.
Do I?
I'm not going to tell you.
You're not going to tell
I'm
me.
not going to tell you if you're right until the very end here.
Okay, so card is the next one.
Okay, card.
How about adventure?
Adventure. All right.
Quest.
West. We will also allow that to include Western.
Quest and Western?
Oh, you said Quest.
I said Quest. Quest.
We'll also allow that to include Questern.
Okay, I've done 4, correct?
You have done 4. Dice, card, adventure, and quest.
Okay. Family.
Family. All right.
Pop-O-Matic.
Is that an actual answer?
No, that's not an actual answer.
All right.
There's only like 3 Pop-O-Matic games. Let's see. Word.
Word. All right.
Yeah, the word.
Bird is the word, I believe.
Yes. Scramble.
Scramble. Okay.
Trying to think of mass market titles. Challenge.
Challenge. All right. Yeah, 2 words left.
Monopoly.
Monopoly. All right.
Worth a try. Shows up a lot.
One last answer.
Frenzy.
Frenzy. As you can tell by my grin, that may be correct. All right, let's see how Eric did.
Okay.
Now, I have more than 10 answers here, so you have a lot of chances. First one, with 355 games, football.
Really?
Yeah, really. Next, with 372 games, space.
Yeah.
410 games, trivia.
Yep.
445 games, star, as in Star Wars, Star Trek.
Yeah.
481 games, race.
Yes.
550 games, dice.
Okay. There's one.
Let's see, 598 games, quiz. But I believe you said quest.
I said quest, not quiz. Yep.
All right, let's see what's next. 606 games, world.
Yep.
Next is 647 games, board.
Of course. I bet there were a lot of groans when you played this in.
Let's see, 951 games, battle.
Yep.
And next is 1,026 games, Monopoly.
Aha!
That was the one that everyone groaned about. I don't think anyone wrote that down. I think you're the only person who did.
Okay.
Let's see. 1,001. Oh, this is one everyone groaned about. 1,190 games. Edition. Not edition, but second edition.
Edition? Oh, boy.
Yeah, but there's a lot of games. Second edition, third edition.
Yeah.
All right. 1,371 games. Card.
I said that one.
You did. You have 3. There's only one answer left.
Oh.
1,808 games. War. What is it good for? So word was not on there. You thought it would be.
Yeah, that's probably the one that surprises me the most.
But scramble, adventure, sad answers.
I'm sorry.
30% you got in this quiz.
Terrible.
All right. If it helps, I wouldn't have probably done much better, but we'll never know. All right. Thank you, Zach, for that. All right, Eric, what's your next? Oh, it's my turn. Island Hopper.
Okay, sure.
Island Hopper is the game that Crystal made me play, and as thus, instead of this being shipped to Eric, it's being shipped to Crystal. Once I the review of it. Well,
okay.
Also, actually, no. Well,
she played it, right?
She did play it. So never mind. Maybe it is going to get shipped to you. I haven't decided yet.
Oh,
now, normally, folks, these games, well, it's not your fault that this game got picked. I can't punish you. Normally, games like the... Sorry, my brain just melted. Okay, I remember what I was going to say. So normally, I have these reviews up the day after Dice Tower tonight. This review will not be up till next week because I was in the West Coast. So, Island Hopper here. Now it says Sland Hopper. Wrong way. Okay, so Island Hopper is a game in which there's a bunch of islands in the middle of the table. We talked about this a little bit last time. And these islands are various sizes, and they'll be out in the middle of the table. And each person's going to have some cards. And these cards are going to essentially tell you what islands you want the captain to go to. All right, so this is the island I want the captain to go to, this particular island. And if the captain goes there, I'm going to get $5. Ooh. So there's a bunch of pawns in the middle of the table. They're various shapes, and they're on the center island. And everyone is then going to bid to be the captain. You keep going around until someone says, I am the captain now, and they win the bid, right, by bidding money. So everyone bids money. Then you have a timer running, and everyone's going to stick coins next to islands they want the captain to go to. I'll be like, would you like to go to this island? I'll put a 5 coin there. Ooh. And the captain can decide which islands they're going to go to. They get they get tries equal to the number of players. They'll pick a pawn, and they have to drop that pawn on that island. So the island I'm showing you here shows a cat on it. So the cat piece can be dropped there. Here's how they do it. They put it above the table like 2 or 3 inches. They close their eyes, and then they move their hand around. Now, each other player has 3 chips that you can use during all of the captain's drops. You can spend a chip to say 1 word. So they put their hand out. I might be like left or forward, or I might just say drop. Or I tried shouting boo really loud, but that didn't seem to be in the spirit of the game. But it didn't say I couldn't. You can give incorrect words with these things, which definitely happened. If the captain drops it and it lands completely on the island and doesn't touch the ground at all, so this would be okay. This is okay. All right. Then the captain gets all the money next to the island, and everyone who played a card for the island can keep that card. You get bonus points at the end of the game for having symbols, and they get the money on the card. And that's it. The captain can also, there's a couple cards in the deck that are tourist cards. Let's see if I can find one. If you're the captain, you can play one of these, and then you just get $1 or $2 for every successful island drop you do. It's very entertaining, but there are a couple problems with it. First of all, the rule book was most definitely not proofread thoroughly. How do I know this? Because I'm going to read you a couple examples. In setup, good. Number 10, it says, this is the last thing of setup. It says, give the captain tile to the youngest player. Fantastic. Now let's go to the bid for captain. Players now bid for the role of captain. On the first turn of the game, this is the player who was most recently on an airplane. Well, which is it? Youngest player. Now that's a minor thing, right? Yep. Okay. I don't really care about that. What I do care about is it says there's these cards with the symbols, and then under the card section, it says players will collect cards of different symbols in order to gain bonuses at the end of the game. Great. I'm going to collect cards with different symbols. At the end of it, it says collect symbols from completed cards. Players are awarded bonuses for collecting groups of like symbols. That's more of a problem.
Yep. Because the use of different in the first section is simply like a general, they'll be collecting different symbols.
Okay, that's right. It probably is same. We guesstimate on that. There's also another spot here where it says put cubes next to island. There's no cubes in the game. I'm assuming it was originally cubes instead of money.
Yep. Oh, that's not good.
Okay. Yeah, just some minor rules editing. The other problem is the landing on the big islands usually gives $5 or $7. Landing on the small islands usually gives 3 or 4 small amounts. It seems weird because it's a lot harder to land on those small islands.
Right, yeah.
But other than that, really fun game. Hilarious to watch, hilarious to play. But I think it's one of these games that I'm saying convention game only. Because we had a great time. We played with, I think, 6 players, full complement of players. Everyone's laughing and yelling and giving good clues and bad clues and getting money and so on. I think I ended with less money than I started. Just an entertaining little game. And it's fun to be the captain, and it's fun to watch the captain. And it's fun for people to come by. but it doesn't feel like a good game. I don't know how else to explain it. It feels like you're just being silly, and at the end, it was kind of, sometimes you luckily dropped it on the right island, sometimes not. There's not a lot of skill to the game. I mean, it feels like there should be skill, but I'm sorry, moving your hand around with your eyes closed, most people don't practice that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Crystal mentions in the comments here, bad rule book, funny game. Apparently, I move my hand a lot when I think I'm not. That's right, because Crystal will be like this, and she'd be waiting for us to give directions, and so someone might think for a while. Meanwhile, her hand's doing this, and we'd be like, right. And then there were other people who they put their hand out and be like, right, and they would do this.
Yep.
Like, okay, now we got to say right 42 more times to get you to move over.
Yep.
Very entertaining though. No one got mad or anything. It was a fun game. So that is oh yeah, it's right here. I keep forgetting I have two cameras. Island Hopper. Next game, Eric.
Sure. Let's bring things down, shall we? The Witches of Cernegula.
I'm laughing because you had to play this game.
Yeah, this is from Gen X Games. Jose Antonio Abascal. It is a dual language rulebook in both Spanish and English, and it shows because the some of the translation is a little wonky. A couple of times the Spanish text is still in the paragraph in English, and like they didn't remove it completely. In the Witches of Cernegula, you are collecting these different potion ingredients, and you are doing that to create potions that are on the center of the table. They're like public potions. If you manage to get all those ingredients first, you're going to score the points for that potion. That potion also has an ability that you can trigger for a slight victory point hit. You'll have to give up a couple of points in order to use that power. The way you acquire all of these potions is you've got this cool little wheel, and you have a token that has one ladle pointing in one direction and two carrot things pointing in another direction and a snake pointing in the third direction, making sort of a T. And on your turn, you'll position this thing on your wheel to say, I will get one of these, two of these, and steal one of these from another player. And you grab the tokens, and if you ever get more than 3 of a particular type, that becomes negative points on your wheel. And you're trying to get there's also a day phase and a night phase. So only half of the ingredients will be available to be acquired at any given moment. So you have to, in order to get enough for a potion, have acquired half of your ingredients first, then the clock shifts, and then you can acquire the rest of the ingredients and then go and actually acquire the potion. So that means that if you don't have the night phase ingredients that you need, and it's the day phase, you're still not making that potion you want until at least the next round. And that is one of the things we really didn't like about this game. It plays in this sort of slow motion acquisition. You're being nasty to your opponents, trying to prevent them from acquiring things because you're always having to steal from someone, figuring out who the leader is and trying to take the opportunistic ingredients that they need to complete their potions. They're taking from you, you're taking from the next guy, and then the clock shifts, and you can't even do anything with those other ingredients. And at first we're saying, this isn't so bad. I know Tom didn't like this. I already watched the previous episode. He was
I'm kind of giving you like a preview of these games, right? I can't.
Yeah. So, but we're like, you know what? This isn't that bad. Tom maybe gave this one not too fair a shake, but as the game continued, it just became more and more frustrating. And turn order is so vastly important because if you can't be messed with, if you're going first, people can't mess with your stuff before you get a chance to complete the potions. Whereas if you're going later in turn order, people can steal your things. They can see you're about to go and make something, and they can mess with your ingredients before you have a chance to use them. And usually the person to go first is the person who just spent a bunch of ingredients. Whoever has the fewest ingredients on their board goes first. And yeah, that sounds like a catch-up mechanism, but that's usually the person who just spent a bunch to make a potion. So now they get to go first again, while everybody else gets stymied in their efforts to make something. So now they have a bunch of stuff on their board. The guy who just scored points goes first again. And then the guy who just goes first and just scored a potion. We had one guy that was able to score a potion like every turn, every other turn, whereas others were doing like 3 or 4 turns to complete anything. There's a set collection aspect. There's sort of an area majority thing. If you get enough of a particular suit, you get a bonus point. The powers are interesting, but not necessarily worth giving up points for, especially when you're racing to try and get more than your opponents. The whole thing was just frustrating, and at some point we were hoping it would end, which of course is not what you're looking for. I got to give him credit for for style for the Witches of Cernegula, but it feels like it should be lighter than it actually is. When you have this tiny little box, it says 30 to 45 minutes on it, but there's a lot more thinking that you have to do to who am I stealing from? What am I going to have 2 or 3 turns down the line, which you can't really plan for because everybody can steal your stuff. I can't really recommend it.
Hooray! Okay, so far, if I'm understanding correctly, the best game that's come from this whole mess has been the first one.
Let's see. The first one was that the Invisible Ink
one? Yeah. Although you really liked the adventure one that just came, right?
I liked Helbentoffe. What was the one in the middle? I also liked. Boy, now I've forgotten completely what it was.
Meh. I just review them and send them. All right. It's time for part 2 of the Wits and Wagers game, Eric. I picked another topic that's near and dear to your heart.
Okay.
In 1980. Since 1980, or in 1980, the hottest toy on the market was Rubik's Cube. Since 1980, 350 million Rubik's Cubes have sold. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But here's what I want to know. From 1981 to 1999, that's a big spread there. I believe that is 19 years. I want you to list 10 of the top-selling toys from any of those years. Not only that, Eric, I will give you bonus points if you can say the year it was the top-selling toy.
Oh my goodness!
Come on, you had to have won at some of these toys.
Sure, but I mean, if you're talking about,
well, the year is just bonus points,
right?
So,
but
for
if I were to
in
say,
1980, the hottest selling toy was Rubik's Cube.
Well, so 1984 Cabbage Patch Kids.
Okay, I'm going to write that down here. So you're saying Cabbage Patch Kids.
I'm saying Cabbage Patch Kids. I'm guessing 1984.
Got it.
I mean, if I were to just say Barbie, that's probably too generic, right?
You can say Barbie if you want. If you think Barbie was the hottest selling toy of one of those years.
I think Barbie's in the mix somewhere.
All
right. Tickle Me Elmo. Okay. 1996. 1996.
All right.
So yeah, I'm trying to think of all the holiday rush toys. It's got to be Furby. That's 1999. Furby? Actually, I think that's probably a little later, but no, right. Furby is one of them for sure. Boy. Transformers.
Okay. Year?
1985. My Little Pony.
Okay.
Let's put that in 86.
You're allowed to guess the same year for a couple if you just want to cover your bases.
Teddy Ruxpin.
Okay.
87. Boy. He-Man, 82.
Okay. Two more answers you have.
All of my favorite things. I mean, G.I. Joe.
Eric never wanted any of these. Eric never wanted any of these. He wanted other stuff. What year for G.I. Joe?
G.I. Joe. Let's say that's 82 as well.
All right. One more.
Are you going to classify the Nintendo Entertainment System as a toy?
The website I used was a toy website. You can pick whatever you want. Was it considered a toy?
It wasn't considered a toy?
No, I'm saying was it? I don't know. You decide.
I'm going to say the Nintendo Entertainment System in let's say that's 84 as well.
All right, here we go.
85. 85. That's 85.
All right. 1981, the Lego train set.
Oh.
I don't remember that because I was like, what? 5?
Yeah, I was 4.
82, the BMX bike.
Okay. Sure.
83, Eric was off by 1 year. Cabbage Patch Kids.
There we go.
You said 84.
I did.
Close.
You're
close.
Fine.
1984.
That's when I finally got mine.
Eric was off by a year again. Optimus Prime. I will count that for Transformers.
I got that for Christmas 1 year.
Did you? You got Optimus Prime? I never got Optimus Prime. I got a truck. He shot his fists off. I can't remember his name. I also got all the little mini Transformers. Remember those little ones? They were like a space shuttle. I mean, like a flying saucer. They were small ones. They were cheap. Yes. I know that. That's how I got those.
Yes.
And they were the ones that would fit inside the Megatron base if you had a rich neighbor who had that. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter.
I didn't have that one.
All right, 85. Wow, Eric, you picked the wrong franchise. You said My Little Pony, but you should have said Care Bears.
Oh.
1986. Yep. This is a toy I really wanted. Laser tag.
Yes. Oh. Yes.
I was so, and you know what? The thing is, it was such bad quality. It didn't even work half the time. All right. That was 86. 87. You did not say this one either. Koosh Ball.
Yes.
Remember the Koosh Ball?
I do remember the Koosh Ball.
1988. Ghostbusters toys.
Okay.
1989. Game Boy. See, the Nintendo sold very, very well, but it was never the top-selling toy. But the Game Boy was.
Okay.
1990. Heroes in a Half Shell. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Nice.
1991. Sega Game Gear. Yeah, that's right. 1992. WWF action figures.
Wow.
1993. The Talk Boy. I don't even know what that is, actually.
What? That was that thing that was a cassette deck and you could talk into it? Is that what that is?
Yeah. I was busy getting ready for college at this point, so excuse me. I had no time for toys. I'm still bitter. All right, 1994, Go-Go Power Rangers.
Okay.
1995, Pogs. 1996, Eric nailed this and the date. Tickle Me Elmo.
There we go.
You get 2 bonus points for that.
It's possible I know my Tickle Me Elmo.
Weren't you in college that year?
Next question.
1997, Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
1998, you were off by 1 year. The Furby.
Yes.
And 1999, Eric, Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And that I know you were buying in 1999.
Yeah, I don't really think of that as being a toy.
Well, Eric, we deal with toys, okay? Games are toys.
Okay.
All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points on that one.
That's not too bad.
Shabby.
That's not too bad. That's much better than the first one.
Someone just said you did the voice for Tickle Me Elmo.
It tickles.
All right, it's time for my turn to talk about another game.
Ooh, Crystal Clans.
Yes, Crystal Clans. Now, Crystal Clans is kind of the follow-up to Summoner Wars of sorts. And there are some similarities, but I don't want people... I almost hesitate to say that because they're very different games in how they play. In Crystal Clans, you are going to get a faction that has 3 heroes and a lot of common units. And that's where some of the similarities and people are going to, they're going to consider them. You have a board here, and each person's going to get a faction. Now, this is a first impressions. It's only been played a couple times, so I like to play it more before I do the final things. But you pick a clan. So here's the Meteor Clan, and they tell you kind of a special ability that they have, and then you get a deck of cards. And the cards are going to look like this. Focus, camera, focus. All right, don't focus. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't. Anyhow, as you can see, they have numbers here, attack, defense, and how much it costs to activate that unit. But you're going to put some units down together to form a group that can move around. Only the special ability on the top unit is going to matter. but they're going to add all their stats together. Whenever you fight other units, you're going to play a card from your hand, like rock, paper, scissors. So this here is your attack. It's either going to be attack, defense, or like sneaky. And then if your opponent plays this card, this part happens, which is a much better part. If they play one of the other 2 types, the lesser part happens. And then you will attack them, and cards will die left and right. What you're trying to do is you're trying to control 2 spots on the board. There's 3 crystal spots on the board. The board's very small. Let me see if I can show the board here. There's very few spaces. I want to say there's only 7 spaces on the board. I might be wrong, though. Let me look.
Oh, wow.
All right, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there's 9 spaces on the board. If you control 2 of these spots, which means you have a unit there and your opponent does not, you control 2, then you can take a crystal. And the first person to get 4 crystals wins. But here's the really cool part of the game. On the side of the board, you have a track here. This track goes from 20 to 0, and then 1 to 20 on the other side. Whenever you take any kind of action, let's say it's here at 7, I could take an action that costs me 5. Whatever the action might be, putting people out, moving them on the board, whatever. I move it 5 this way. If I take an action that's 6 now, I move it 6 this way. Now it's on your side. Now you can start taking actions.
Oh.
So you're taking actions back and forth. Usually you're taking small actions. These blue numbers here, the 1 to 0 and the other person's 1, if you make it move into the other person's blue, you still get to keep taking actions.
Okay.
You usually have like at least 3 or 4. But when you take one of those crystals, it's like 7 or 9. So it moves really far, and now your opponent can start doing stuff. Or if you drop a whole bunch of units in one time, it can move really far the other way to their side, giving them more actions. That's a really neat thing. And so you can also, if you get into your opponent's home zone, you can attack them directly, which kind of makes cards go out of their deck. These are very small decks. And if your deck loses all its cards, the other person gets a free crystal. And they don't even have to pay for the time unit, the initiative units for it.
Okay. Huh.
It's like a knife fight. It's really interesting. I mean, there's luck, obviously, in the cards you get from your deck, but you're going back and forth. If you mess up and let them control like spots a couple turns in a row, they can win the game, you know. To be very careful. I'm intrigued by it. I like it so far. I'm not like in love with it yet, but I would like to play it more. I like to play with more of the factions. So far, my favorite faction is the flower faction because it has these fairies who like fly around and stuff, and they're really annoying to your opponent. So that's Crystal Clans. That's my first impressions of it. Looking forward to it.
Do you know how soon that one will be out? I know they've been previewing it.
Well, if I got it, it should be out very soon. Asmodee usually sends me games very close to when they come out.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, it mentions deck building in the rules, but doesn't tell you how to do it. No. I mean, like they're saying deck building will be introduced in the future, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. There's 6 factions in the box. You just play them straight up against each other. I think that gives a lot of replayability, especially if the price point's low.
Yeah, I guess they'll probably release those deck building rules when they have cards for deck building. Why confuse everybody?
Is this kind of like Battleground Fantasy Warfare? Nothing like Battleground Fantasy Warfare. Again, when you first play it, some people are going to say, is this like Summoner Wars? No, there's no dice. There's a lot of differences. It's a very different game. But is it in the Summoner Wars universe? I don't think so. And I think they deliberately had a change of artwork for that. This is not the same artist as some. I love this art, though.
It's very nice. Art. They're much brighter cards than Summoner Wars was. Summoner Wars was, it was perfectly functional and nice looking. But
illustration is Martin Abel.
It was very dark. Summoner Wars was always a very dark game.
Hey, you know what? I just realized I'm reading here in the stuff here. It says, blah, 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 copyright, blah, 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 Asmodee, Plaid. This product is not a toy.
You just said they were toys.
You know what? You're lying to us, Asmodee. It's a toy. It's a toy.
That's just
anyway,
so little kids don't.
All right, well, it's time to get to our big game of the day.
Big game of the day.
Which is Pick the New Game. All right, so I picked a bunch of random games. Here's the problem, folks. I know some people are like, ooh, what cool games is you going to show us today? I don't know that that's ever going to happen. The closest we got was when I did the MS Battery and the one that Eric just reviewed, the first one, the
Heldentoffe?
Heldentoffe. I did some pretty cool looking games for that one. But hey, these games could be cool. We just don't know it. So here we go. The way this works is I'm going to show you 6 games. And then you, as the watching audience, all 235 of you, will pick one game to boot. Eric will pick one game to boot. Then in round 2, we will look inside the boxes. You will then boot one again, another one. Then I will pretend I know what I'm talking about. I quickly looking through the rule book, and we'll pick one that I will review next time, and then Eric will review eventually. So here we go.
By the way, I should note that my group really hates this game, because it forces them to have to play stuff. They were sitting in on the Witches of Saron, and they just want to lodge a complaint at the structure of this game. But it's fine. Please continue.
Well, I would say to your group that the ultimate decision comes down to Eric, so I don't know what I'm saying. Eric has thrown out some actual good games. He'll be like, well, Tom's going to review that anyway. Right? I believe you said those exact words.
I have said that, yes.
And the one good game you only played with your son and didn't play with your group.
That is true. I have not played that. Maybe I'll bring it to the group.
Here we go. Game number 1. Steel Arena Arsenal. Wait, this is an expansion. Oh, man, I messed up already. Okay. Well, we'll leave this one in. Okay, so wait, no, we're going to leave this one in. If we do this, I'll find the copy of Steel. Oh, man, this is bad. Hang on, I think I got another one. Yes! A replacement game as it showed itself.
Last minute switch. Great angle.
Taco Takeover.
Okay.
Well, I brought this home to play with my kids, but I will send it to Eric if I have to. Ready, set, taco. Take an order ticket, grab a taco shell, and be the first to stuff it with all the correct toppings. It's fast, fun, and not your average game.
Not your average game.
I know that everyone's like wondering. I actually have like 20 games sitting on my shelves here that I can do, but this is the one that we picked. Taco Takeover. Okay, that's the first one.
Uh-huh.
Next one, Grumpf. Play fast, work together, and be smart. It's hunting season in the land of the Grumps. Working together is not that easy in this fast-paced placement game. Only the swiftest players can gather the most coveted animals. Let the hunt begin. Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, that's not tall enough, that game. There we go.
Game needs a booster seat.
Game number 3. Porla na Chameleon. This has something to do with chameleons. I can't read it, but I have already opened the box to see if there's English rules in it. Something I probably should have looked more carefully at the expansion one. But you can see there's all sorts of discs. Looks like a abstract strategy game. And it means for not I don't know what that means.
For the chameleons.
No, this is not Spanish, Eric.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, that's game 3. All right, game 4. Space Opera. Represent an alien species and face your destiny. Will you achieve supremacy in the galaxy? Use your resources, build technologies, and command your ships in the battle. Travel all around the galaxy, exploring new stellar systems. Looks like some sort of card game. Kind of has a race for the galaxy vibe, right?
Yes, I've played Space Opera.
You have?
I have.
You've talked about it on the show.
I have not.
Okay, well then I didn't know that. If you had talked about it on the show, I probably wouldn't have known it either.
You probably not.
Well, you know what? It's still in the game.
It's
no,
there.
It's not. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do another last minute switch.
Okay, so quick review. I didn't like it very much. I thought it was very punishing and nasty.
Okay, let me look here. Man, these a lot of these are kids' games. That's why I bring them home. All right, here we go. Shark Tank the game. Are you in or out? Now you get to be the shark. Bet on companies that match your specialties and roll to see the return on your investment. Choose carefully and you can beat out the sharks for top earnings. So are you in or out? Shark Tank. Least fun game so far. Eric ruining it. All right. Well, okay, I ruined the first one. Next one, Dragon Ball Z Perfect Cell. Have you played this one?
No.
All right, this is from IDW Games. In this week episode, the Cell games have begun and the Z-Biters have gathered to save the world and defeat Cell, the perfect warrior. I don't know what we're talking about.
I have no idea.
Teaming up to take him down, Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Krillin, Trunks, and Piccolo. A guy's name is Trunks?
Yeah.
Anyway, you're going to roll a fighter, roll their dice, generate energy, use attacks and strategy to defeat Cell. All right, so it looks like that. Dragon Ball Z. And finally, a big box, Flick Fleck. This is from Zoc. And apparently the cows have woke to find all their spots have vanished. Something must be done. Together you shout, how cow wow now, and give them brand new ones.
This cow is staring into my soul.
Oh, look at that. When you turn the box. Isn't that cool? You would put this diagonally on your shelf so you could see this. See, this way it doesn't work. It doesn't work this way either. But diagonally, it does. This is a beautiful thing. All right. All right, folks. It's time for you to kick one of these games out. So here are your choices. You can kick out Flick Fleck. You can kick out Dragon Ball Z. You can click out. You can get rid of Shark Tank the game. You can get rid of Taco Makeover. Taco Takeover, I'm sorry. You can get rid of Port Out of the Chameleon game. Or you can get rid of Grumpf. Which one? Ooh, it's down between two games, basically. Oh, okay, Eric, this isn't even close. Shark Tank is gone.
Is it gone?
Yay, I'm going to put it back on my shelf, and I'm going to review this one because I love Shark Tank.
Okay.
Which one are you kicking out?
Then I think I got to take the Chameleon out of contention.
What? Actually, Eric, that looks like the best game here, in my opinion.
It does. The art looks really nice. But
Eric is an Anglophile. He doesn't like things that aren't in English, but the English rules are in this game.
I don't doubt they're in there.
The game is actually called Chameleon Time.
There you go. Chameleon Time.
Look at this beautiful art and the game. Look what you're throwing away. That's gorgeous.
Well, I can't go back now.
You can't. I wasn't going to let you anyway.
I didn't think you would.
All right. Let's look at the components for each game, starting with Taco Takeover. This one is sealed shut because I wasn't actually expecting to do this. I got this at Essen. There was a company that makes games there, the publishing company, not the Haywire Group. And they said, do you see any games here you want? You probably don't want any of these games. And I was like, Taco Takeover? I want that. All right, so it comes with some taco shells. It also comes with some ingredients that you need to get into your taco. Let's take a look at these ingredient cards. Would you put these in your taco? I just want to know yes or no, Eric. Jalapeno.
No.
Cockroach.
No.
Loco.
I do love crazy tacos.
Hot sauce.
No.
Beef.
Sure.
That makes sense. Tomato.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you say no to this one, you're off the show.
Cheese? Yes, cheese.
Okay. What about rice? Do you put rice in your tacos?
No.
How about steak?
Oh, if I don't have like regular ground beef, yeah, I'll go for steak. Sure.
Or you could do both. Come on now.
Yeah, why not?
Lettuce.
Yeah.
Corn.
No.
Beans.
Not inside the taco, maybe with the taco.
Do you know what beans are good for? Your heart.
Sure.
Do you know why? Okay, anyway. Chicken.
Sure.
Antacid. All right. All right. And then there's a bunch of order tickets here. This one, first one's beef, cheese, guacamole, and hot sauce. I must have missed guacamole.
Oh, absolutely. Put the guacamole in there.
Oh, yeah, here it is. Sorry. Guacamole.
Yeah. Guacamole's extra, though.
Yeah, why is that? I don't get
always
that.
extra.
Oh, that's a taco game. Flick Fleck, the cow game. Let's see what's inside this one. Okay, there is tons and tons of tiles of cow.
Ooh. It's like Caucasone. It is. Look at him.
No, I'm not accepting that stupid pun.
It's cow croissant.
There's giant cows in here. There's cows, and the cows are different. This one has glasses. And you know what else is in the game? Nothing. It is literally just boards. And is there really nothing else in the game? Are there rules?
I hope so.
Oh, yeah, there's the rules. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, I don't want to ruin it. That's what's in the game. 120 tiles and 8 boards. That's it.
Okay.
Let's flick. Grumph. It has some discs, wooden discs. A bag. Ooh. A way to put things together. So it shows you how to put these together so they hold discs and how to put the stickers on. Speaking of stickers, ooh.
Yeah, discs and stickers.
And then some very, very colorful tiles. That doesn't look half bad, actually. Here's those things you got to put together. Here's a board and another board. Artwork for this game is not bad, Eric. This may not have been a bad choice.
Okay.
We'll never know. Well, maybe we will know. All right, so Grumph. And finally, Dragon Ball Z, the cell.
The perfect cell.
The perfect cell. All right, so this one has... This is the perfect cell, by the way, this dude here.
Howdy.
That's who you're fighting. Dragon Ball Z fans are going to really hate us after this because we have no idea who this guy is. Why is he called a cell? He's wearing this really weird hat. This guy's perfect. This guy's perfect.
He's perfect.
He's stupid. All right. It comes with a bunch of tiles that say Dragon Ball Z on one side, and this gives you a Gallic Blazer, but you can also have Super Saiyan form.
That's a good thing. I know that's a good thing.
A Destructo disc.
That's from Tron.
Super Kamehameha.
Kamehameha. At least I know how to say that.
Do you watch the show?
No.
I don't. How do you know? Really? You know how to say that?
Actually, I know from Dragon Ball. I never watched Dragon Ball Z, but I watched the original Dragon Ball.
There was something before Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah. They just went on a quest to find the Dragon Balls.
Huh.
Yeah.
A bag of dice. Actually, there's a whole pile of dice here.
Are they custom dice?
They are custom dice. They're showing an open hand, a claw hand, a fist, and 2 hands doing this. Which I believe, in the few moments of Dragon Ball Z I've ever seen on TV, is when the guys are moving towards each other at 1 mile an hour through the air in slow motion.
Yes.
I don't know how they do that, but that's pretty impressive to me.
So this dice game recreates those slow motion moments.
There's a bunch of these things.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot. And then finally, there's a punch board here with lima beans. Are they powerful in Dragon Ball Z universe? And tokens. Again, I hope you don't think we're disrespecting the Dragon Ball Z universe because I totally intend to.
Those may be perfect cells right there. The green things.
Lima beans. All right. Okay, so you're going to pick one to kick out now based on the components. We have Dragon Ball Z or Flick Flack. That's the cow game. You can just say cow game if you want. Grumph. That's this one here with all the stuff inside it. Grumph or Taco. So you're kicking out Taco, Grumph, Dragon Ball Z, or Flick Flack. Go ahead and pick one. Oh, apparently those are Senzu beans. Dude, those are lima beans. You've been fooled. The guy sold you a bunch of beans for your cow.
I think I've got my number 1 and number 2 choices.
Oh, wow. This is like the closest all over the place, Eric. I'm having a hard time here. Oh, this one's hard, Eric. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, I know what it's not. So one of them is definitely in.
Okay.
2 of them are... it's really close, but it looks like Dragon Ball Z is the one that's out.
That one's out? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you kicking out? Tacos, cows, or grumps?
Oh man. The cow stared into my soul and it said, pick me. I gotta let the cows go. Let the cows roam.
Flick Flack is out. I'm starting to think Eric might be rigging this contest so that he doesn't have to play the game with his game group, but instead with his children, which would solve his problems. All right, so let's open up Taco. I mean, there's not really a whole lot more to open because I just showed you all the cards. There's a huge pile here of these Taco cards. There is a bag, which tells me the ingredients of this. 4 taco shells, 75 topping cards, 20 order tickets, 1 cloth storage bag, and easy-to-follow rules.
So now that you've opened the box and taken them out of the plastic container, you're supposed to put them all in that bag.
It looks like it would fit, right? Because you could put the taco cards in the taco like this, and then I don't know. Do you like? Let's talk about that. Do you like when a game comes with a bag and you can get rid of the box and put the game in the bag?
I mean, in one sense, I like it for taking it somewhere because it doesn't have to take up the space of a box. But then putting it on the shelf is annoying. I have to have a shelf of bags, like all the pyramid games from Looney Labs that come in pyramid-shaped bags or ninja dice or something. They don't sit nicely on a shelf. You have to
get the Ice House pyramid box. But all right, warning: this game is fast and messy and not your average game. All right, blah blah blah. You're gonna shout uno, dos, tres. You turn off your order cards and you grab topping cards from a big messy pile in the middle. It's all at the same time. You need to fill your taco shell with the correct things. You shout "Olé," and then you're done. You fill your taco. Anyone who finished your taco gets to turn in their order ticket. Everyone gets a new order ticket, whether you finished or not. The first person to finish 3 wins the game. But if you pull out the cucaracha card out of the pile, you have to dump all your taco stuff out of your shell. If you pull antacid card, you play it on someone else, and they have to dump everything out. If you play local, it's a wild card. For a longer game, you can play with 5 order tickets instead of tres. That's all the rules, actually. That's Taco Takeover. Now for Grumpf. I can't tell you how amused I am that these are the 2 final ones. Eric looks resigned at this point. Like, well, I think this is the greatest game I've ever designed. Everyone controls a clan of Grumps. You're going to place them as fast as you can. Oh, these are both real-time games.
They're both speed games.
You're going to put these boards in the middle of the table, and there's going to be a bunch of tokens, 48 animal tokens in a bag. You're going to have huts in the middle of the table, those 3-dimensional things, so your setup is going to look like this. All right, you're going to get the Elder and the Grump tokens of your color and put them in front of you. Once you start, you're going to draw 12 animal tokens from the bag. You're going to put them on their matching hunting grounds. And then you're going to take all your Grump tokens in your hand. You'll say, ready, set, go. Drop them on the table. And you start flipping them back and forth until you find the values on these Grumps, placing them on hunting grounds. And oh, my. And then once you put Grumps there, well, I just played a game called Attack of the Squishy Alien Monster or something like that from Asmodee. It's a brand new game. I forget what it's called. This sounds really similar. Anyway, so you can attack other people's Grumps and kick them out. And after you're done placing all your Grumps, you shout your color, blue Grump, and everyone else, your moves are made, and no one can longer attack your Grumps. Once all the huts are occupied by an Elder, the round ends immediately, and then you'll just compare all the numbers you played. Does it meet the hunting grounds condition? Like the hunting grounds condition might say less than 20 or greater than 20. It might say between 10 and 20, something like that. And if you do that, you're successful and you get one of the animals. At the end of the game, you will look at all the animals and you're trying to get different sets of different animals. It's worth 6 points. One animal by itself is worth no points. You can also add the sorcerer tile, the Joker token, and there are 2-player rules.
Okay.
So to go into a hunting ground, you need to meet one of these conditions. Like I said, it has to be at least 20, or all the Grumps you put there have to have the same strength value, or they all have to be different, so on and so forth. Grump or Taco? Folks, you're going to pick, but Eric can veto if he wants to, because he hasn't vetoed for a long time. But if he vetoes this week, then next time he cannot veto. So he always has to be careful about that.
I do.
All right, so make your votes, people. Taco, now you're voting for the one you want Eric to have to play. Taco or Grump? Pick the one you want. Someone said Grump Caliber. Tom Vassell doesn't like speed games. No, I like speed games. In fact, I think these both sound fun. I'm sorry. What I meant was, Interesting. Eric, it is not close.
Really?
Well, no, wait. No, it's not close.
Okay.
It is Taco. Taco has one.
Taco has one.
So you can keep Taco or veto and take Grump.
I gotta use the veto.
You're gonna use the veto?
I'm using the veto.
All right. Grump is the winner. But that means next week you should have picked the Chameleon game, Eric. I'm just saying. It's your own fault here. That game actually looks really good. Or Shark Tank. I'm reviewing Shark Tank, everybody.
Go ahead.
Don't stop me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that was like an idle threat. I will review it.
But now I'm kind of worried about what because you haven't chosen the games for next time. Like you can pick 6 games and any one of them I'm going to be forced to do. Of course, you're forced to do them too.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't actually pick games thinking, for Eric. The Taco one just happened to be a thing that showed up. It was a ringer and it made it. But I usually just try to pick games that I think are some semi-interesting and that are all kind of in the same category. Like I don't try to pick a game that's clearly cooler than the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only reason that will be the one that wins.
The only reason I'm doing the veto on this one, I feel like just from hearing the description of the Taco game, that we've kind of heard all of the depth we're going to get from that one. I think there's more to explore on Drum.
And I'm going to be able to play this one with my kids, so I'm feeling okay there. All right, folks, I'll take 2 questions, and then we're going to shut down the show. It went long
we went
Eric's
late today.
Taking so long on the Wits and Wagers questions is what actually happened.
Yeah, that's what it's my fault. AP.
Some people are basically talking about food. I don't know how the Grumps get into food here, but what else do we have besides that? Oh, the cows.
Yeah, that cow box is weird.
My wife grew up in Allentown. She wondered if you went to Allen or Deerfield High School. No, I was homeschooled. Eric, I love Food Chain Magnet. What should be the next spotter game I try? That's not me saying that, just to clarify.
Okay. Next one to try. I mean, Indonesia, perhaps. I really like Bus, but it's a very different game. Roads and Boats is another one to try. Find somebody who has a copy. I wouldn't necessarily say go buy it.
If you're playing Bus, I'd like to quickly make a recommendation that you should play it with your eyes closed.
It could be a little better. I wonder what a redesign of Bus would look like using today's games and graphic design.
That's true. It has all those inside jokes that no one today would even know what they meant.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in there you wouldn't even get. Take call pyramids and stuff.
Star W poll? It's Star W poll when voting on here. Maybe it's like a voting thing that I could.
Oh, they want, rather than having to make you count quickly, to do some sort of official poll.
That would be an interesting thing to do. Maybe I'll do that. Is it called Star W poll? Anyway, okay. What's your favorite taco place?
My favorite taco place? Like as far as a chain goes?
Yeah, I guess we have to go with chains.
Chipotle is probably my favorite right now. Moe's is not a bad chain either, but
Lime is mine.
Lime is not one that we have here. Lately, I'm like really into poke bowls, which has nothing to do with Pokemon and is not a taco place. But we had a poke place open up in town, and I am all over that stuff. I went 3 days in a row.
What's your favorite toy of all time? Since we talked about toys.
Oh boy, Voltron. I mean, my favorite Christmas ever was getting Voltron and the 5 Lions, and now my kids are into the new show, and they now have the Voltron toys from the new generation, and it's kind of cool to see them playing with them.
I think for me, it's probably G.I. Joe. There was just so much cool G.I. Joe stuff.
You could do a lot with G.I. Joe characters. Yeah, Transformers is probably my second, but Voltron was number 1 for a long time.
Yeah, Transformers is my number 2 also. I just felt G.I. Joe. See, the thing with Transformers is you had Transformers and you play with them. G.I. Joe, you could play with them in something. Like, here's the G.I. Joe base. Here's the G.I. Joe guy getting in his car.
Yeah.
Transformers were the car, which is a slight differentiation. Voltron, my biggest problem with Voltron was I liked it, but what did he fight? He usually ended up fighting my brother, who would be like they didn't make bad guys as big as Voltron.
Yeah, the Robies. They do now. There are Robies you can get, but yes.
Oh, speaking of which, Eric, did you hear about Monster Apocalypse coming back?
I saw a rumor, but I didn't hear any, I didn't look at any details.
Well, good. I'm here to quash your dreams. So Monster Apocalypse 2 is coming out. It is not going to be blind like the original one. You get to see which monsters you get.
Okay.
And you get to assemble and glue them together and then paint them.
Yay?
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't like that. I don't like it either. I was kind of excited. Monster Apocalypse is coming back. Maybe they've refreshed the rules and stuff. And maybe they have. But I don't want to have to build the model and paint it.
Yeah, it's a segment of the hobby we're not interested in. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems weird, though. But it also
will there be new Voltron rules? That's what I want to know. A new Voltron set? I mean, there's a new
They didn't say that. They did not say that. They showed a monster and robot that looked very suspiciously like a Pacific Rim for their opening one. And then they showed some Cthulhu monsters coming for the next one. Okay. All right, folks. Well, that's that for today. Man, maybe we'll have to turn this into an hour-and-a-half show someday, but not today. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Eric Summerer.
And you've been watching The Dice Tower.
Thanks for watching. Promotional consideration has been provided by game publishers in the form of review copies of games. Tom and I will see you in 2 weeks for another installment. Our show is supported by viewers like you. Thank you. Dice Tower Tonight is produced by Tom and me with assistance from Derek Porter and Rob Searing. Lumberjack services for defunct airlines provided by Pan Am Axe. Timothy Pinkham composed our theme, and hosting is provided by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games at great prices at coolstuffinc.com. Give us your feedback on the Dice Tower Guild at Board Game Geek on Facebook or Twitter, or by emailing us at dicetower@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit the other shows in the Dice Tower Network. Find something new at dicetowernetwork.com. Until next time, from all of us at the Dice Tower, have fun gaming.
Oh, gaming. Yes, yes. I was paying attention. I just forgot I was supposed to say that at that point in time. I want you to see what could have been. What could have been.
You can still review it. It's your choice.
No, I can. I'm saying, oh, it's you. I don't care about me. I review it.